Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is D'Lo Brands, and today we are diving into the world of Grok AI. Yes, Grok, the infamous Elon Musk Twitter AI platform that is really shaking up the AI scene. And they have just released their new Grok 3 Canvas mode and also a couple more features that I want to point out to you. And so this is significant for a lot of different reasons. Grok is known to be more of the human like AI platforms or AI models that we can chat with. And a lot of people love it for that reason. So now giving its new capability to generate and preview code right within the chat box with you is very powerful. And we can also see workspaces right here: personas, edit image, create images, research, deep search, and deeper search. Okay, so you got deep search, deeper search, you got think, and also we have a new capability to connect directly to Google Drive files. So your Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, it will be able to connect directly and work with those files or access the information within them. So what we are going to explore today is number one, the workspaces. Number one, the workspaces window. So if we go and click see all or add, we can see this new dialog that looks similar to what GPTs had when they first came out, but also you can think of this as another version of Gemini gems or Claude projects or any of the sort that is kind of a closed environment within the text or within the chatbot in which you can input documents, you can input information that you would like it to access ongoing, and you can give it detailed instructions on how you want it to respond or what you want it to stay away from. And so this is very, very powerful. You can create a number of conversations in here. Maybe you have a social media management client and you have one conversation where you generate images, or you have another conversation where you generate captions. You can, and then another one where you generate ideas and planning and brainstorming. So it can be a very powerful tool. However, this is not the focus for today. We will be actually trying out the Grok Canvas mode, and it can preview text and things like that. So we did go ahead and get our Gemini 2.0 to give us some simple AI apps that we can build out or test Grok with. So we're going to get this first idea, which is a simpler one, and it is going to be a AI generated gradient palette. So let's paste this in here, change it up a little bit, and let's create it. So something went wrong. Let's input that again. So bam, it is going to create a web-based AI generated gradient palette tool. We can see it coding right now and the preview is loading up. So it is doing this in HTML, JavaScript, and Tailwind for clean and natural UI. That's pretty powerful. I mean, we did explore another tool called Firebase Studio, which is pretty cool. So go check that out in the corner. But right here, we have a very simple AI generated gradient palette. So you can select a base color. Let's say our base color is purple, and we want the smoothness to be very smooth, a 9 smooth. So let's generate the palette. Cool. So it is actually very linear in its thinking. So it's basically adjusting the actual colors based on the inputs. However, it's not generating new palettes. I would want this to generate new palettes every single time. Make the generate palette button generate a new palette. Oh, generate a new palette based on the base color every time. So it's going to change the code within that. Go back to coding. And it's very fun to see this because, I look at all of these functions, div. I kind of have, based on my web design experience and limited experience in AI, I kind of can identify some of these variables. However, it is very much gibberish to me still. And so to see this thing go about it, so we are seeing that it is generating a new palette every single time. It's not having such a broad range, and it is kind of keeping them on the same, saturation levels, or um, just relative same levels. And so it's giving like this is a regular palette. I don't think something like this should even, yeah, it's not really working that well. So it didn't really work out the levels of the actual gradients to be able to bring more variation. I mean, this is a nice generation for sure, but even then we see that it is very linear. So it's the same color, just a different saturation or brightness, and that won't cut it. But it did create the UI. It's a very nice UI, very simple. You can copy the hex codes, you can change the smoothness, you can select the base color. I mean, it would take a coder a minute to create something like this anyway. So I think that it is still good, and it is changing colors, so we'll give it some slack. But now we have something a little more difficult for Grok to take on, and this is going to be an actual platform. So let's take this idea and copy it, go over the Grok. Let's look at it, say code a AI platform called personalized learning generator. And then we'll go down to UI design, simple and good looking, with highlight with accent colors. Let's just say that. Colorful accent colors, because we want this to be an education based platform. So we're going to generate this now. I'm not sure why every time the initial input is not being accepted, but you just have to input it again. And so it's working. It is building out our app. And so I will actually be back when this is completed. So bam, we have gotten a generation, and it's basically saying, what do you want to learn? Python programming, learning goal. Let's say build a mobile app, and click next. And so it's going to customize your learning. Beginner, let's say, yeah, beginner. Preferred learning style, let's do visuals. Time commitment, 3 hours, 5 hours a week. Generate learning path, and bam, your personalized learning path, Python basics video. So this is very, very powerful, but I do want to change this UI. Change the UI to be more like Stripe's dashboard, but keep the functionalities. And so I really like this, thinking of the possibility of learning being generative, saying that, hey, I would like to learn Python. I'm a beginner. It is going to curate the content of that video by utilizing video generation, by utilizing voice generation, and put that together into a resource for a student to learn from. And that is a very, very powerful method, use case of AI, is just in the one-to-one learning of students. And so it can adhere to that. We see that here with our difficulty being able to be chosen. If it were more advanced, then of course it would probably have more adept wordage and things of that nature. So we can start over. They have two subjects right now, so I'm pretty sure it's pretty straightforward, but it is having some trouble right here. So I'm gonna reload. It's still good. And let's resubmit that. Yeah, I'm not sure if this input just broke Grok. Did I just break Grok 3? I'm not sure. But it does not seem to be able to. Yeah, so there was an error. Yeah, I'm guessing that something happened. So let's go back to our history. Let's take all of this code and just go to a new page. Yeah, so it's, I'm not sure. We're gonna do this one more time. So let's go to Grok. Let's go down here. Dashboard looks like Stripe. Let's say that. So I'm not sure if this just the large amount of traffic or it's my single session of Grok that's making it operate like this. However, I am having a little bit of trouble, and so we can see kind of the form that it creates and the responses and the outputs that it's creating. And it is going to give us a preview now. Maybe. Yeah, bro. I'm not sure what's going on with Grok right now. I don't think it's me. But refresh. It doesn't look like it even has any real code going on, if I'm being honest. So it's like fix the preview. Wow, I think I literally may have just broken Grok. But we did get to see a couple of examples. So that is where I will end the video off here. The new canvas option on Grok is very powerful, but we did see that it is having some complications right now. I'm not sure what that is, but I will be sure to do a longer, larger video on all things Grok so that we can take advantage of that entire platform and not just a single feature. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I know you guys have been loving the AI videos, so I will keep them coming. Let me know what platforms you would like me to check out next, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.